If you're new to the hobby of astrophotography or just astronomy in general, then you've probably heard of something called polar alignment. And this is a beginner's guide where we're going to go through all the details you need to understand what polar alignment is and how you do it successfully. So let's start with the basics. What is polar alignment? When you have mounts like these two you see here, where, as you can see, the telescope is sitting at an angle, that means you have what's called an equatorial mount. If your telescope is not sitting at an angle, it's sitting flat and turning left, right, up and down, then you have what's called an alt-azimuth mode or mount, and then you don't need to polar align. So only mounts where the telescope sits at an angle and you have what's called an equatorial mount, that is when you need to polar align. So what is polar alignment? If we jump over to this mount over here, the goal for polar alignment is to align the mount up in such a way that all it has to do to track an object is to just turn one axis. So in this case, it'll be this axis here. There's no telescope on this one, obviously, but you can imagine if there were a telescope, basically you align it up in such a way that only one axis needs to be turned by the mount in order to track objects across the night sky. This makes it a lot more simple as the computation is very, very straightforward, because all the mount now needs to do is to turn this axis 15 degrees per hour and you are tracking everything perfectly. But that of course means that you need to make sure that this axis it's rotating around, this rotation axis here, that is aligned up correctly, and that is what polar alignment is all about. It is about getting your mount aligned up perfectly. Okay, so let's take a look at the mount here and let's take a look at what it is you need to do. There will be, depending on the mount, again it varies from mount to mount, so consult your manual here, but there will be a way for you to make coarse adjustments or large scale adjustments to tilt the mount up and down. There will also likely be a small scale on one side that will show your latitude. So I'm about 55 degrees north, so I've set this one to around 55 degrees so that this one points upwards at 55 degrees. That's somewhere on the mount. Again, consult your manual. Now what you need to do is you need to point it in such a way that this here is pointing north, the counterweight, if there's a counterweight on it. Again, if there's not a counterweight, the telescope will be sitting up here. So when the telescope is pointing as far up as it can, then it needs to be pointing north. You just put the mount down approximately to start with, and then we're going to fine tune it. We'll either fine tune it with the polar scope, but honestly today, I think most people when they're doing this are gonna be doing it with some kind of computer. I'm gonna show you that in a second. But just to give you the basics, the idea is you just put it down approximately, and then we use either the polar scope or a computer to make fine adjustments. And you could do that here. You have often two knobs here on the base of it. And what you do is you can loosen one and you can then tighten the other. And as you do so, the base of the mount here is gonna be moving ever so slightly. And the amount of adjustment you need will often be something like loosen and then tighten that a little bit. That was a big adjustment. Normally I would just do something like that. So you loosen one, tighten the other, depending on which way you need to move. Loosen one, tighten the other. Straightforward and as that. So those two is what's adjusting what's called your azimuth. And your azimuth is basically your cardinal direction, like north, south, south, east, west kind of thing. So that just turns the entire head side to side, very, very small amounts. And in a similar fashion, you will also see that there's a bolt here. Turning this is going to make fine adjustments to the mount's altitude. So that is how high the mount is up. We adjusted that like roughly earlier, but you can also, or you are going to be making fine-tuning adjustments by turning this here. So you have your azimuth with these two down here, and your altitude with this one here. Actually, this one has another one at the back here, so you need to do the same thing where you loosen one and tighten the other. The other mount we're going to be looking at in a minute only has one, so that kind of depends on the design of the mount. So if you are using a polar scope like this, then again, consult your manual, what it is you need to be looking at, how you need to turn everything, as again, that varies from mount to mount, exactly what the procedure is for using the polar scope on the mount. So I won't go into too much detail with that now. So if we move over to this other mount over here, you will see that we have a very similar layout down here. We have our two bolts here for our azimuth. We can loosen one and turn the other. And in this case here, we only have a single center bolt here for adjusting our altitude. There's no one on the back. Also notice here I have no counterweight, because this is, again, as I said, it's a more modern mount. It's one of those new what's called a harmonic strain wave drive mounts, which is something to do with the internal gears. It doesn't need a counterweight for smaller telescopes like this. So sometimes with these you might have a counterweight, sometimes you don't. It depends on how much weight you're putting on it. But the process is pretty much the same. You put the telescope on, you make sure everything is in what's called the mount's home position. Like, you don't want the telescope to be pointing outwards at an angle like that, right? You want everything to be squared up in the mount's home position. Everything needs to be like flat and aligned with each other. And then you point the telescope north, right? So you put it up and you join it north. Same deal here. You make the course adjustment based on your latitude, where you are in the world. What you would be doing here, as you can see, there is no polar scope here. We can't, like, there's nothing. So what do? Well, with these mounts, they're designed to be used with a astrocomputer. And you can see I have one sitting up here. This is the ASIAIR from ZWO. You can also use something like a Stellar Vita from TubeTech, or you can use programs, like free programs you can put on your laptop or something like that. But you're gonna need a computer somewhere that is connected via a USB cable to your mount. You're also gonna need a camera. I have no camera on here right now, but usually I would unscrew this here and I'll put a camera on down here at the bottom. And you're also going to need to hook that camera up to either your ASIAIR, your Stellar Vita, or your laptop. Because what you're going to do with these more modern setups is that the mount is going to be taking a picture with the camera, and then it's going to do what's called a plate solve. And that is essentially just it looking at all the stars in your picture, and then it is using some fancy computer magic to detect exactly where the camera is pointing on the night sky, based on the stars. It's just navigating by the stars. Once you've done that, it's then going to turn the whole mount to the side. And once it's done that, it's going to take another picture. And it might do that depending on the type of program you use and what the settings are. It might do that either 2 or 3 times. Once it's taken all those pictures and all those pictures been plate solved, now the computer can calculate exactly how far off perfect polar alignment you is. And the programs are going to give you a basic, like on your phone or a tablet, it's going to give you a target reticle. And your job now is just to find small adjustments here to this. If you're very far off, you might have to physically like lift the whole mount. I often do that to begin with, until I'm, let's say, within a degree or something like that. And then you're going to make fine adjustments here, just as we talked about before. And you do it the exact same fashion. You loosen one and tighten the opposite. Or if you want to go the other way, then you loosen one and tighten the opposite. And again, we are talking really small adjustments here. Like, I would often do something like that, right? It's almost nothing. Just move it like a little bit and then tighten the other opposite end. That's all I would often do. And that's going to make these fine-tuned adjustments to the mount. And it does the same thing, turning the mount side to side. And this one then turns the mount up and down. Now, we talked about this in practice, so now I just want to show you some clips from a previous night when I was out doing this, and I'm going to talk you through the whole process. So the first thing I do, I set down my tripod, and I know approximately, because I've done this so many times, where I need to put it in order for this to be aligned up correctly. After that, I begin to attach the actual mount head on it. I put on the telescope, I attach cameras, I make sure all the cables are connected up correctly. And once everything is connected and everything is ready, in this case here, I am using the ASIAIR. And as you can see, what I do is I go into the app, and there is a small, what's called a PA program, so for polar alignment. Then it takes its first picture, it plate solves it, detects where the stars is. Then it rotates the mount, in this case 60 degrees. And then it takes its second picture and plate solve that. And now we get our target reticle, and we can see exactly where the telescope or where the mount is pointing and where we need to point it. And all I do now is I make, as we talked about, fine adjustments on the small knobs down here at the base of the telescope. And once I've made small adjustments, I go over and I ask it to refresh, so it takes another picture, it plate solves again, and it sees if we are any closer than we were before. And I then keep doing these small, fine-tuned adjustments until I am happy with how accurate my polar alignment is. And once I'm done with that, Then we are polar aligned and we are ready to take pictures. I hope this video helped you. If it did, consider subscribing to the channel. There's much more like beginner-friendly tutorials coming in the near future. I already have a video out where I go over this mount here in details, how to set it up, go through all the little things you need to do and need to consider when you're setting up a mount like this, and not just the polar alignment part, also all the other parts, much more detail in that video. So go check that out also. Next, you're going to be locating the north position on your mount, because you can't just put this down in any orientation. For me, this little, and you can then replace this with something like an iPolar or Polemaster. The bolt pattern here matches that, so you can do that. You have the power button,